What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Sactown Sports Kings recap. My name is Chris Watkins. Sorry if the lighting here isn't great. Uh, with how they're switching out these courts, it's a little tough to do the post game show from court side. So I'm doing it from what section are we in? Section 105 tonight. It was a great night to be here in Golden One Center. Really exciting to have a first taste of the in-season tournament. First time the Kings are performing in the inaugural in-season tournament. Of course, this is the first time the NBA has ever tried anything out of the box like this. This is definitely a new territory for NBA basketball, and I think I like it. You know, it's only been one night that we've experienced it here, but I kind of do feel like the tournament does bring a little bit of edge and extra importance to these games. And I don't know if you really felt it in here tonight, but I think that as this thing goes on and as the wins and the groups kind of come together more, I definitely think it's going to be something that a lot of fans are going to pay attention to. And on that note, Oklahoma City, for that matter, kind of is eliminated from the tournament, I guess you could say, in some aspects. This is their second loss already. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Yeah. Yeah, I think they lost to Golden State, if I'm not mistaken, in the first game of their in-season tournament. I'll have to double-check on that before this stream is over. I'm pretty sure they lost to Golden State last week in this in-season tournament. So picking up their second loss in this tournament is pretty much a death blow. You pretty much need to either sweep your group or maybe pick up one loss and hope that everybody else picks up one as well. But the Kings get started on the right note and pick up the win here. I think in a pretty they lost to a Curry layup. I'm pretty sure. Dang, yay! It was really good to see the Sacramento Kings perform the way they did tonight, because this was definitely an unexpected performance. Pretty much everybody that I saw, mainly on social media, which is, of course, you can't forget just a small portion of people, but a lot of doubters for tonight's ball game and in the Kings' chances without De'Aaron Fox yet again tonight. It's been a tough showing for the Kings in their 3 games without De'Aaron. Of course, 2 losses to Houston, and then getting the win here on Wednesday against the Portland Trailblazers. They just haven't looked like themselves. They haven't looked like the Kings that we saw last year, and it's a problem, because you can always use the excuse of De'Aaron Fox wasn't out there, but that doesn't mean that this team should be performing the way that they were these previous games. And so it was good to see them take this spot and really run with it. They kind of were playing with house money a little bit tonight. You could probably go into tonight feeling like you have nothing to lose because everyone's expecting you to go out there and not perform. And it was really good to see the Kings in a situation where not a lot of people believed in them, that they showed belief in themselves, because they're going to have to go through a lot more adversity than just getting killed by the Rockets and having a close game to the Portland Trailblazers if they want to ultimately find success this season. This is just the beginning, honestly, especially with how deep the Western Conference and the NBA is nowadays. Man, you're going to have to fight through crazy stuff like this all the time. Good to see the Kings kind of look to get back on track. And speaking of getting back on track, I would say the biggest storyline coming out of tonight is the Kings shooters come alive. And we've been waiting, y'all. I have been waiting for Kevin Huerter and Keegan Murray to finally look like themselves. And tonight, Kevin Huerter especially looked like the Kayvon Huerter, the Red Mamba. He looked like the Kevin Huerter we saw for a large portion of last year. He hit 4 threes tonight. He was 4 of 10, hit 28 points, 10 boards. The thing that really stuck out about Kevin's performance tonight, and the thing that really made him, I won't say special, but in the sense of a shooter and what we've seen here in Sacramento, and I'm more thinking of Buddy Hield in this sense, Kevin Huerter was always really good last year. Even if his shot wasn't falling, he did a great job of still looking for 2-point baskets, driving the lane, looking for floaters, and just getting to the rim. And I thought tonight he got back to that game. He was doing a fantastic job of just being a cutter. And we saw him in that first half especially get so many points just cutting to the rim and just really well executed, well-timed cuts that led to easy layups. And, that's the kind of thing when you're in a shooting slump. It's a cliche, but just seeing the ball go through the net a couple times does wonders for your confidence. And I thought Kevin tonight really took advantage of a great start and hit some big shots, man. He really hit some big shots, and the Kings needed it tonight because neither side was hitting threes. The perimeter was just a wasteland for both teams tonight, and definitely that played a factor in the Kings having a chance tonight. OKC came into this game the second highest three-point shooting team by efficiency in the NBA, averaging just under 39 or just over 39% from three walking into tonight. They shoot 23%. Some of those were definitely open looks, but I do have to give the Kings credit just in general on defense tonight. They made OKC work, and especially Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was the prime candidate to just do what Jeremy Grant did to this team on Wednesday and go for 30+. And they held Shai to 33. It was a tame performance from Shai. There wasn't, big scoring burst from him or anything like that felt like momentum shift. It was really just Shai was their only offensive weapon, and the only way OKC was going to win the game tonight by the way they played was Shai was just going to carry them. So good job on the Kings, and specifically Keon Ellis, who has been a good addition to this starting lineup. Keon's calling card is defense, and we saw that tonight on Shai, just again making his life difficult. And that wasn't just Keon; it was Kevin Huerter, frankly, as well, was playing really good defense tonight. But I thought they did a good job of just playing defense, y'all. Can I say that again? The Sacramento Kings did a great job of playing defense tonight. I'm really noticing how dark this is getting. This lighting's terrible. This is a little bit better. I'm gonna have to bring a light next week or something because this ain't gonna cut it. If this is gonna be the case the rest of the season, this isn't gonna cut it. Keegan Murray as well. While we're talking about shooters and kind of getting back on track. Keegan has been just struggling. He's you want to call it a sophomore slump. You want to call it whatever. Keegan's going through it. Keegan's been going through it so far this season, and it was great to see him knock down a couple threes. He knocked down 3. Definitely isn't back. Definitely wasn't a return to normal averages for Keegan tonight. 3 of 10. We've seen him shoot better than that, but again, with how he shot recently, I think beggars can't be choosers, and you got to take what you got from Keegan tonight. And the fact that he was able to get 24 points, got 10 boards. Mike Brown, I know, loves to see that. He talked a lot 11 boards, excuse me. Mike Brown talked a lot about last year with Kevin and with Keegan. When you're not hitting your shots, still got to impact the game, and getting rebounds is a really easy way of impacting the game. Keegan did that tonight. He continues to do it every single night, frankly. And shout out to Domantas Sabonis as well. Triple-double. First triple-double of the season. I think I saw my guy Hunter Patterson put out that this is Sabonis' 15th triple-double as a Sacramento King, putting him, I believe, second all-time for Sacramento Kings triple-double. So cool night for Sabonis to kind of reach that milestone. And of course, it was a great night for Sabonis just in general. Triple-double on 7 of 15 from the field. And I think the thing that feels best for Domas tonight is he had a great night against a fellow Gonzaga Bulldog. Chet Holmgren, is a guy who was much touted coming into college. And then, of course, coming out of college, Chet was picked third, I want to say. Third in last year's draft. Didn't play, of course, any games last year after hurting his foot in the preseason or in the off season even of last year. He looked okay tonight. Definitely, I think, struggled with the Kings' physicality, and Chet's a really skinny guy. He's like 195 pounds or something like that, while standing at 7 foot. So it was good to see Domantas Sabonis really take it to him physically. And shout out Alex Len who has been subbed in for JaVale McGee. And I have just loved what I've seen from Alex Len. He has played that big man spot so well, getting deflections like crazy tonight, just playing big, playing physical. And I think you get just about everything that you got with JaVale McGee, except you frankly don't have some of those head-scratching plays where, you got to live with them. It's the same way with Malik Monk. Sometimes Malik is going to try and step outside of himself and do too much. And, you got to live with that to get some of the great Malik Monk plays. But when you're JaVale McGee and, frankly, you're 36 years old, you don't have the same lift that you used to, it's hard to impact the game and make up for some of your bad plays. And I don't think JaVale played terrible, and I don't think that's why he was pulled. I just think Alex brings a little bit more stability to Mike Brown's mind, if that's how I'll put it. I definitely really liked what Alex gave tonight, though. Let me look at the box score here. I know he got a lot of rebounds and a couple blocks. 10 minutes for Alex Len tonight. 6 total rebounds, 3 of those offensive, and 2 blocks. And again, just under 10 minutes for Alex Len tonight. I thought that was huge. I hope to continue to see him kind of fill that role. And I love the fact that Mike Brown took advantage of OKC's lack of size. It was something I talked about a lot on the on the midday show today, was the fact that OKC really has Chet Holmgren, and then they run Jalen Williams out there, who's about 6'7", 6'8". And so the Kings clearly had an advantage in the paint, and they definitely took advantage of it. Just on the offensive rebounding front, 16 offensive rebounds to OKC's 5. OKC leads the NBA in opponents' offensive rebounds with, I believe, just under 15 a game. So glad that the Kings were able to play. My mic was doing so well, y'all. It was doing so well, and then it just gave out. What was I talking about? I just got done talking about Alex Len, and I was talking about second chance points. The Kings 23 second chance points tonight, and that's definitely a big reason why they won tonight. Wire to wire, I should mention, by the way. The Kings did not ever let OKC lead in tonight's ball game, and that's what you want to see after the performances that the Kings have put together so far recently here. Is just a wire-to-wire victory with minimal stress. It was definitely close down the stretch there, but the Kings really were in the driver's chair for a good portion of tonight's game, and that was great to see. Another thing that was fantastic to see was probably the most hyped Sacramento Kings player coming into this season, Sasha Vezenkov, y'all. How about Sasha? It was awesome to see Sasha knock down a couple threes. He came in for Kessler Edwards, who Mike Brown got furious at, and I believe the third quarter. It was a weird defensive switch where Kessler Edwards kind of gave Shea an easy backdoor. It wasn't even really a backdoor cut. Kessler, you'll have to watch it back, but the point is Kessler Edwards gave Shea Gilgeous-Alexander an easy bucket. Mike Brown yanked him, screamed at him while he was on the floor, showed him what he did wrong when he pulled him off to the side after he had checked out, and we never saw Kessler Edwards again tonight. But Sasha came in late third, and I thought did really well, especially for having that DNP CD in Wednesday's game. Sasha knocked down 2 threes tonight, and they were really big. I believe both were from the corner, if I'm not mistaken. And his release is just absurd. It's so fast. He has no hesitation on it either. I don't mean the shot itself. I mean when he's about to pull up for it, he doesn't have a doubt in his mind that he's letting that thing fly. I kind of frankly thought he would be a little bit more consistent with that 3. Frankly, tonight was 2 of 3 isn't a massive sample size, but I thought just heading into this season with all the talk that we had heard of, Sasha breaking shooting records in practice and things like that, I thought he would be just so clearly a knockdown shooter, dynamite shooter. Haven't really seen it so far this season, but I think tonight was a really good step in the process for Sasha. And, he's still getting adjusted to NBA life, and I'm sure a night like tonight helps just slowly build his confidence. And, of course, confidence, especially I think for European and rookies in general, are just it's so big to just kind of feel like you belong and just kind of get all those nerves and all the pressure that you're putting on yourself from all the outside noise of everybody finally waiting for you to explode onto the scene in the league. That stuff gets to everybody. And even though Sasha is clear across the world from where he's coming from, I guarantee that he still hears a lot of noise and a lot of excitement for what he can hopefully bring this year. So really good to see Sasha kind of get his career going a little bit, and hopefully we don't see many DNP CDs in his future, because he's a +5 tonight. So the Kings even won his minutes, and I thought it was a big sign that Mike Brown wasn't afraid to take him out, or didn't take him out, I should say, because Mike Brown isn't afraid to pull people defensively for defensive woes. And in that fourth quarter, that game got close, and it would have made all the sense in the world for Mike Brown to not go back to Sasha or to take Sasha out, I guess, because he hasn't played defense well, and he really hasn't played much at all. And Mike Brown showed a lot of confidence in a lot of his guys tonight, including Keon Ellis, who gets the start again. Not a good shooting night for Keon. 1 of 7 from 3. I didn't realize he even took that many. But still, I love. Maybe I just have a soft spot for this guy, but I love what Keon Ellis brings. He was a +4 in the box score for what that's worth. He had 3 block shots tonight, 8 points. I just think Keon does a great job of being I'm trying to think the word I want to use. He's disruptive. He's just great at wreaking havoc he's always playing people's in their dribble space and always playing passing lanes, and when people are driving to the rim, always reaching his hand into the cookie jar, and a lot of times he'll knock the ball free, and it's really, really great to see just somebody on the Kings floor who is really bringing a defensive mindset. And it was really cool to see Mike Brown insert Keon in and keep him in that starting lineup, because he could have definitely said Wednesday, hey, I proved my point. I only want to play people who are going to play hard for me. Keon, appreciate your effort on Wednesday, but we're going to go back to, what the paper says is the best lineup. Mike Brown didn't do that. He stuck to his guns, stuck to Keon Ellis. And I think as long as De'Aaron Fox is going to be out, which we don't know, we have no signs of when De'Aaron's going to come back. It could be as soon as Monday against Cleveland, I believe. Is that correct? November 13th. Yeah, Monday against Cleveland could be the next possible stop. But, if it's not, I definitely feel like this team is finally heading in the right direction without De'Aaron Fox, which is incredibly positive, because there's going to be points in this season where they're probably not going to have De'Aaron again, or they might not have Sabonis. And they're going to have to know who they can go to, who they trust to get points, and who they trust to be on the floor, most importantly, in those minutes. So, again, just positive steps in the right direction, and things you just love to see from the Kings tonight. And of course, number one thing you love to see is a lit beam, and that beam is definitely lit outside, and I can't wait to see it. Just can't wait. Let's go to the comments here. Right graphics, wrong title. What's the hey, you're right. You're not wrong. Thank you for pointing that out. Shout out my guy. I'm not going to call him out. I'm not really trying to call him out. I was just going to joke, but let me write down, who did they play tonight? Oklahoma City Thunder. Excuse me. Let me not let you guys roll off the table here. There we go. Oklahoma City Thunder. Sorry about this, y'all. Thunder reaction. Let's just copy and paste that. Appreciate. I don't know who put that out there. Thank you. Oh, of course. course. Okay. Well, I don't think I can edit the title, but appreciate it, Mike Shore, for pointing that out. Appreciate that. King Chico, shout out King Chico, who, I did see this. I saw this, a picture of this later. Obviously couldn't see it from where we're sitting here, but De'Aaron Fox did wear a Steph Curry jacket. Of course, De'Aaron signed with the Curry brand a couple weeks back, and it's as somebody who's not Steph Curry's biggest fan, I don't love to see my favorite team's point guard wearing his gear, but I'm glad De'Aaron's being recognized, and if it took Wardell, Steph, and Curry to recognize him, again, beggars can't be choosers. So I'll take De'Aaron getting his shine, and I cannot wait for the swipe of ones to come out. I will probably be copping those, but honestly, if it has the Steph logo on it, I definitely might not. Let's see here again. Going back to the comments. Yeah, let's talk about this Keegan Murray dunk. Funny enough, leading up to that dunk, I was just, I sit next to, our guys, Brendan Nunez and Frankie Cardicelli, and also the Athletics, Hunter Patterson. And, Keegan had a couple drives in this game that I didn't love, frankly. I still think Keegan has a long way to go when it comes to finishing at the rim. He just really doesn't have much of a, as the kids would say, he doesn't have much of a bag when it comes to attacking the rim. Really is just pretty straight up and down. Doesn't have much wiggle to him, as Coach Brown has pointed out in the past. He just kind of attacks the rim and goes up, but doesn't really try and throw it down. He always does these weird scoops. And doesn't ever Euro step or doesn't have great body control around the rim. But so leading into that dunk, we were all talking, and it was like, man, Keegan's getting these fouls at the rim, which is great. He's kind of getting bailed out, but I would just like to see him attack the. This microphone's killing me off. Monty McNair talked about when Keegan was drafted, he said one of the things that they just loved about Keegan's college tape is, I believe the direct quote is, Monty said he dunks everything. He just had a crazy dunk conversion rate in college, which is one of those ridiculous advanced analytics stats that just pretty much says that, every time he drives the lane and goes up for a dunk, it means he's 77 of 78 on dunk attempts. So we just haven't seen that in Keegan's NBA career. I don't know if it's a body maturity thing where, Keegan was able to kind of be more physically dominant against college kids. And now that he's playing, 35-year-old grown men, it's not as easy to kind of outmuscle them at the rim. I don't know if it's just he doesn't really have that skill set, but it was great to see Keegan throw it down on Chet Holmgren, who Chet got twice today. Sabonis got him one time really bad on a poster, and then Keegan threw it down on him. He had a nice little jab step on Josh Giddey to get free, and just absolutely threw it down on him. So that was awesome to see. You guys see this square Matt George sitting behind me right now? What a loser! What a loser! All right, let's see here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, shout out Domas in the triple-double tonight. I'm going to give Matt some privacy. Let's not look at his password and such. Yeah. Absolutely. Getting a lot of light to beams. I'm sure that beam is looking great right now. Love to see Keegan driving the paint. Yeah, absolutely. How about this from 10? Was happy to see Herter leading in the scoring column in the first half. That was awesome. It was just great to see kind of Kevin come out the gate early and knock down shots. It was definitely a breakout performance from Kevin. I would go as far to say I would like to believe that he's officially done with his slump, and of course I'm sure it'll come back at some point in the season, just because the nature of shooters, you go up and down on the months, and this, the month of October, for what it was not great for Kevin. And I would suspect that this is probably the uphill climb of his 3-point percentage here that we're about to see in these next couple games, because he looks confident. The team never wavered from going away from him at any point during this slump, and I think Kevin's going to be fine the rest of this way. The more important thing to focus on right now to me is Keegan, who seems to be along the same track as Kevin, but definitely was good to see both of those guys get going tonight, because that was the biggest key to the Kings' success. I mean, if you were to ask anyone in the pregame, I think what they would want to see tonight in a Kings victory would probably be Kevin and Keegan knocking down threes and leading this team in some form or fashion to a victory. And I think we got that tonight with those two. I believe they both finished as the team's leading scorers. Kevin with 28, Keegan with 24. Yeah, the two highest scorers for the team were their two shooters. So that was awesome to see. And frankly, without De'Aaron Fox, that's gonna have to be the recipe for them to win a lot of games, especially on a night where Malik Monk really didn't have his typical scoring punch. They were going to kind of need their shooters to knock down shots, and they definitely did tonight. Not the most efficient night. Again, what were they combined 5 of 20 from three. So efficiency wise, still not quite there. But when Kevin Huerter and Keegan have both been having single 3-point make games, you got to love them just hitting multiple in a game. I'm still going to contest that they held Shea to 23 because what he took 25 shots tonight. He was going for it. It was he really had to work for that 33. So yes, I'm going to say they held him to 23, because when you take 25 shots, man, there's a lot of things that are on the table. They did a good job also, frankly, not letting Shea get to the line that much. 6 times is probably around his average. Again, that's an easy way to have a guy just give you 40, is letting him go to the line at will. And the Kings actually did a good job of defending without fouling tonight. I didn't feel like there's been nearly as many fouls as what we've seen in the past. Again, I think there was 52 combined fouls in that game on Wednesday. Tonight we had, what up? You out? Yes, sir.
There you go. You see it like
Monday 10-2. Look out. Can you believe that guy tried to take the beam away? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that guy. But yeah, I thought I would say they did a good job holding Shea to 33. I'm gonna continue to say that they held him, because he was the only man who could have changed the result tonight, in my opinion. I think he definitely was on a mission, and the Kings did a good job of just making him work for it. Oh yeah, I agree, King Chico. It's time to turn the trade generator off. I just don't know if, I mean, of course, it's so early in the season. It was probably unlikely that they were going to make a move anyway. But with guys kind of getting back on track, I think it's important to kind of see where the Kings are at and what they really need moving forward. Obviously, kind of like you say at the end there, it's probably not for long, but I think for right now, this team should be good. I mean, there's enough talent on this roster to still pick up wins, even with De'Aaron Fox out. So that's what made the losses so disappointing, is it felt like the talent was already there. Like, it wasn't really a talent deficient team. It was just the guys weren't producing to the levels that they were capable of. And of course that kind of led to wondering if maybe we needed to look in other directions. But if the core guys are hitting shots, I mean, it's amazing how much of a Band-Aid it is when Kevin and Keegan just knock down a couple threes. And if Malik can start to join the party as well, and who knows, if Sasha's going to get significant minutes, or if Trey Lyles comes back and we see him kind of look like the guy that he was last year, this thing could start looking a lot different really quick, because just the Kings, I cannot stress enough how terrible they've been shooting threes for this stretch of games here. And even tonight, they knocked down 27% of this. Wow. Is that what you've been working on this whole time? That's art. That is art right there. That is absolutely art. If you're not doing anything on Wednesday, head on out to Sackyard, and I'm hearing there's going to be a nice little Kings watch party for Kings Lakers, and Matt George might be there. Matt George might be there, and there might be a live recording of the Locked On Kings podcast, right? Are you doing a live recording? No? Okay. Well, I'll be there because I'll probably have to watch the game from there, and I'll be live doing this post game show from out there on Wednesday. So yeah, if you're not doing anything on Wednesday, definitely head on out to Sackyard Brewery and hang out with me and Matt because we're going to be having a blast, and hopefully we'll be drinking up some Laker fan tears. Can't wait. Let's see here. Okay, who do I got in the title fights tomorrow? That's a fantastic question. I know Pereira's fighting tomorrow. I have not really gotten too into this UFC bout right here. I am kind of quietly a big UFC guy, but I have not paid attention too much to this card. If I'm not mistaken, is this the Madison Square Garden card? Is this the one where it's supposed to be John Jones? Sorry, y'all. I'm way too lax. It's a Friday these days, so yeah, I'll definitely be watching, but I can't give you picks. Sorry. Sasha's threes were clean. Shout out Brendan Nunez. If you haven't seen, check Brendan's Twitter account and just look at the follow through on Sasha's three. It was kind of crazy. Man looks like he's shooting a bow and arrow. Let's see here. Chet Holmgren too small. That was my big takeaway from today. I'm a big Chet guy too. I definitely was hoping that the Kings would move that number 4 pick last year, move up to take a guy like Chet. I just think he would have fit perfectly next to Sabonis in so many ways. Offensively, I think would have been great. Defensively, he's a nice little rim protector, and I think you could play him at the 4 and Sabonis at the 5. Tonight, he looked too small. He definitely looked too small for Sabonis, and this is kind of the fear with Chet. If he's not going to be able to play next to a big physical guy like a Domantas Sabonis or some other big center like that, he's going to get bullied a lot of nights, and I think that's kind of what happened tonight with him and Sabonis and Alex Len really were just too big, too strong for him. And I think Chet still did a good job of being productive. Again, for how small he is as a dude, I believe he had 8 rebounds tonight, 7 rebounds tonight, 12 points, 30 minutes. He's still a rookie. He's still working through this stuff, but he's definitely got a lot of skills that, this OKC team is been much talked about as for their youth and for their just dynamic abilities. And Chet really fits the mold of what OKC is, just a team full of freaks. And Chet is possibly the freakiest of them all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got to get the wattage up so we can light the beam. It's a necessity. You know what I'm curious about? I'm just going to use my platform right now. How far can you see the beam from? I was thinking about this the other day. Is there anyone out there in like Folsom who can see the beam? I don't live too far from the beam, so I can see it pretty clearly. But I know you can see it out in Natomas. I doubt you could probably see the beam out in Folsom. I'd be surprised if you could see it all the way out in Folsom. But I'm curious how far this new beam stretches out, man. Because beam's looking sharp these days. And this is the first time it should be mentioned. This is the first win streak, I guess you could say, the Kings are on this year. First time they won back-to-back games. So hopefully, remember last year the Kings kind of started off slow, started 0-4, sputtered out the gate a little, and then went on a 7-game win streak early in last year. So it doesn't feel like the Kings are primed to do that again right now. They have a pretty tough schedule heading up. Jason Ross, what a game.
Hi. I want to be in there.
You like the game tonight? Yeah.
Not
much. Just hanging out. It's a Friday, so people are chilling. Yeah, Kings win. Light the beam. You like the performance tonight, Jason?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see the shooters finally knock down some shots. What I know. Yeah.
More than what they did, but that was good.
It was decent. Yeah. Yeah, you feel good about the direction without De'Aaron right now? You feel like this is a step at least in the right direction?
2 and 3 without him's not bad.
Not bad. Right. Exactly. Yeah, when you put it like that, it's really not that bad. Like
2 really bad games in there.
Yeah.
They wanted to win more at home.
Yep.
The last 2 at home. They went from 13th when they got back from Houston to 7th in the West.
Not bad.
Just with 2 wins.
Yeah. In-season tournament, Kings are in first place, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Tied with the Warriors.
Right.
The Wolves.
Yeah, because they both played today.
The
If I'm not
Warriors beat
mistaken.
The Thunder actually 0-2.
That's kind of done for them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Spurs are 1-1 in Group C.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Hey, he's booing me.
Well, that's just not nice. That's just not nice at
I
all.
think it says G. Go.
Go. There you go.
Or boob.
Matt, that's inappropriate, please.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Clean it
This
up.
is come on. There's kids watching right now,
Yes.
man. Come on, Matt. Jeez.
Did you show him the court?
Yeah, it's kind of tough to see from up here. Oh, I thought they were taking it apart. Oh, I definitely could have done this from down there. I thought they were taking it. But do you like the court?
It's fine.
I'm curious how it looked on TV because
I don't know.
it looks pretty good in person. I like the gray, but the blue doesn't really make sense to me.
I would have taken away. This is me, and I know nothing about this stuff. I like if it was just the trophy, not the what is now called the runway to Vegas. I didn't realize that.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, for every court has that. So it's like the
The
runway
runway
to Vegas.
to Vegas.
For the trophy. That sucks. Hey. So I think imagine that, Chris. Would you like it without the blue all the way
Yes.
from foul line to
It
foul
would be
line?
so.
I think
It would
really
be
clean.
way better. I'm really glad that they don't have the colored. Like I like that it's gray and not. I was watching Phoenix has like purple on the outside, and I think that this is definitely one of the better courts. It doesn't hurt quite as bad as some of the other ones do.
The other thing that it just looks cool. I know it's the same amount of space on the baseline and the sideline, but it looks with the line being thinner than the paint they normally. It just looks like there's so much more space down there. Yeah.
It looks great. It really looks.
And they're 1-0.
They're 1-0, so it's never looked better, honestly. What the next in season's next Friday, right? They don't play on Tuesday.
Right. It's in San Antonio.
San Antonio. Ah, man. Of course they don't give us the Wemby game. That would have been great.
The Warriors are here for the 900th time.
Right. Oh, I was missing them. November 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Can't wait. Can't wait for that.
Wolves as well.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, the Wolves are looking good these days, so that'll be a scary one. Yeah. Mine Wolves. Jason, you got Sac State tomorrow?
I do. My singer's up.
Cal Poly, right?
That's correct.
Is that at
we
Sac State?
on?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about the Kings game, but it's a Friday, so it's loose.
Yes, Sac State.
Sac State, can't wait. Cal Poly. All right.
Who
Whoa. Is it really? Is it senior night?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. UC Davis games on the road this year.
Yeah, the Causeway across the Causeway.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, stingers up. Stingers up. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. You just kind of ruined the flow of everything, but it's fine. Ruined. I would say ruined for sure, but we can use amplified if you want. Appreciate that. Thank you. I needed some more. Yeah, white balancing the camera work. So let's see. Let's wrap this thing up. It's a Friday, Yeah, you just completely brought this thing to a complete halt. All right, Jason, have a good one. That guy's the worst, man. Jeez, just the rudest guy I've ever met in my life. Jason Ross. Let's see here. Wow, this thing really got sidetracked. Do I have anything else to talk about? Honestly, not really. I mean, I really think that this. I am pleasantly surprised by the effort tonight. I can't lie. I was one of those who was expecting tonight to be a really sad night, and I'm glad that the Kings were able to surprise not only myself, but I think a lot of people. Just with the competitive spirit that they have, because again, this is just a minor obstacle. This little rough stretch of games that they've had here is just the beginning of the season. And the thing about the NBA and the Western Conference this year is there's no off nights. There is just a home game at Portland is about as safe of a game as you're going to get, and we saw how much the Kings struggle with that. So it's going to be a long season, and if the Kings want to be back at the spot that they were last year, they're definitely going to have to earn it. It's not going to be given to them, and they're going to have a lot of nights like tonight where they pull it out from deep within and try and pull out a good performance. So just a step along the road and back to 500, which is just great because early in this season. Kings should just try and keep near the pack because the Kings kind of got the short end of the stick when it comes to injuries early in the season. A lot of teams still pretty healthy early in the season. I think I heard actually funny enough that the NBA's resting policy might actually be kind of working. A lot of all NBA guys have played a good handful of games. We haven't gotten any Kawhi Leonard rest yet or anything like that. So, it's early in the season. Teams are healthy. Teams are looking good, and the Kings are unfortunately a little unhealthy and are sputtering out the gates a little. So, the fact that as they're struggling, they can still kind of hang tight with the pack, and then hopefully when they get healthy, they can take advantage of some other teams' health disadvantages. So, still no timetable on De'Aaron's return. Seems like it's a game-to-game kind of thing where, again, it could be as simple as Monday, he's back, and maybe Trey Lyles is back as well. And this team needs him, for sure. Like these last two games have been they've been better than Houston. I would still not say they're at the point where I think people expected them to be at, but they're going to need De'Aaron Fox ultimately throughout this season, and that's not a surprise to anybody. Let's do our 3 stars of the night, huh? Beam from North Highlands. Okay. Yeah, I'm so curious where how far that thing extends. Let's do 3 stars of the night. First star. Let's give our 1-star effort to we're going to keep things on the Kings side tonight too, because we have enough performers to round it out. Let's go. Man, it's really tough. Let's go Keegan Murray with the 1-star. Still not quite the efficiency levels. Oh, the lights are going down. Still not the efficiency levels that I think we all kind of really want. But again, he's knocking down shots, and that's an improvement from where we were at with Keegan. So I'll take a performance like tonight where it feels like this was definitely one of his better games this season. I'm gonna have to stand up now to get some light. Definitely felt like one of his better games this season. So got to take that, got to love it, and hopefully it's again just kind of the start point, the launch point for Keegan turning around this season. Because it's been a rough one, and it was really good to see him knock down some shots with some confidence. My 2nd star is going to go surprisingly to Domantas Sabonis, who had a triple-double. Was fantastic tonight. Again, was the better of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 17 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists. And he was the one who set the tone early yet again. Last year he made a habit of really making his presence known early in the game. You would look up at the end of the first quarter and he would have 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists almost every single night. It felt like exiting the first quarter. Continues to do that. He's done that the last couple games, and just continues to look for his teammates and set them up, and everything continues to run around Domantas Sabonis. People are incredibly aware that, especially without De'Aaron Fox, he's going to be the one to set up a lot of the offense, and he takes that pressure, and he does great with it. I mean, he's not Nikola Jokic in the style in which he finds his teammates, but man, it's just the Kings need him so much, especially without De'Aaron, to set everything up. So he had a great game tonight, and I'm going to give him my 2 stars, which means my 3-star performer is Kevin Huerter, who was 4 of 10 from 3, 11 of 19 from the field, led the Kings in points tonight with 28. He was, let me do quick math here. Oh my goodness, this was a bad idea. 7 of 9 from 2-point range tonight, which was again fantastic. That's a great counter to have for for Kevin. When he's knocking down shots. Of course, when he's not knocking down shots, you definitely want to see him take his game inside the perimeter. But when you are knocking down threes, of course, using that 3-point shooting ability as a decoy to kind of get easier shots at the rim or inside the perimeter. That's high level stuff, and that's how you know he's kind of feeling it, and he's no longer in that slump. He's in a rhythm. He's feeling the game out, and he understands what he's doing out there, and how to kind of just maximize what he's giving this team. So great to see Kevin Huerter have that performance tonight. Double-double, 28 points, 10 rebounds for Kevin Huerter. 10 rebounds for Kevin Huerter in a fantastic performance that sees the Kings win this one 105-98. Going up in the in-season tournament, yeah, sitting at the top of the bracket along with the Golden State Warriors. And the Kings will be back on Monday right here in Golden One Center when they take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who they swept last year. I believe both games were really exciting. I remember the Cleveland one last year. The Kings also didn't have De'Aaron Fox and were able to pull through in that one. So that'll be interesting, and we will be live again here from Golden One Center after that game as well. The Kings, again, just have a pretty rough schedule ahead of them. If I could pull that up real quick. It is, sorry, I thought that schedule was right in front of me. I know they have, I know they have Cleveland on Monday. I believe it's the Lakers on Wednesday. My internet's bugging, y'all. Excuse me. So unprofessional. Whatever. Point is, the Kings have a tough schedule heading up in front of them. So, again, can't take any nights off and need to have more nights like tonight, especially nights where they're lighting the beam. So that's going to be it here from Golden One Center. Kings win this one. They light the beam 105-98 over the Oklahoma City Thunder in the in-season tournament. What a night. What a fun night. Hopefully De'Aaron Fox is back on Monday. Hopefully Trey Lyles is back on Monday as well. I will be back on Monday, both from 10 to 2 with my guy Alan Stiles. You heard him for a second tonight. We will be talking about this game for sure. We'll be covering the Niners, who play the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. That should be a great game as well. But until then, I will see y'all later. I'm going to go check out this beam real quick. Nothing hits better than a weekend beam. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. I'll see y'all Monday.